How's it going, everybody? Daniel here, and welcome to my Aquaman spoiler review. If you have not seen Aquaman, get up off your ass. Go see Aquaman. Go to your local theater. Support the theater and watch Aquaman because it is. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's coming from. It's not perfect. It's not. We'll get to that. But I just had a blast. I had a blast. And mind you, a day before that I saw Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. I'll make a complete review on that. I love that film as well. But Aquaman, dude, like this is a step in the right direction for DC. And we're gonna get into everything about Aquaman and the pros and cons and what I loved about the film and what I hated about the film and what hopefully someone will talk about what you guys, what did you enjoy about the film? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Yada yada yada. But I'll tell you, with DC so far, my favorite film in the DC extended universe, the DCEU, is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is the only, I could say, the only like great film that they produced in a sense where the quality and the acting and the cast and the characters and the set design, everything was so great about that film. For comic book film standard wise, for a DC film, Man of Steel I thought was good. Not a film I could watch on a weekly basis or a yearly basis. I thought it was good. I like Henry Cavill. I love Russell Crowe. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, I saw it 5 times in theaters. The Ultimate Edition came out. I saw it 4 or 5 more times. I love Dawn of Justice. It's a guilty pleasure film. I think it's one of the best comic book films. Film-wise, no, not a good film. Comic book film-wise, yes. Great film. After that, it was Suicide Squad. Was fine. Horrible villain. Enchantress was a wrong choice. The whole putty monsters thing was horrible. But great cast, really great chemistry with the characters. Needed more work, but Suicide Squad was an okay installment to the DCEU. And then you get to Wonder Woman, which was then great and amazing, and it just, everything about it was, I love the third act. A lot of people hate the third act. I love the third act of Wonder Woman. I love that actor, the one who's like, "Oh my child," the fucking mustache. Already forgot his name, Aries. Him, that actor, whatever his name is, I forgot. Great. I love the third act of the film. I love it. I know everyone else hates it, but hey, whatever. Then Justice League came out. We're going to get to Aquaman now, but then Justice League came out. And I did not hate Justice League, but I didn't go watch it 5 times in theaters. I guess if I loved it, I would have seen it 5 times in theaters. I saw Justice League about 1 time, and then that's all. I've only seen it 1 time, I guess. I own it on Blu-ray. I just haven't seen it multiple times. But Aquaman is a film, like, I saw it last night, and I want to go see it, like, at least 4 or 5 more times in the theater. I want to even see it in IMAX. Like, I want to see this film again. I really, really do. Like, and we'll get to it right now, man. The film stars Jason Momoa. This is his 3rd time, technically, playing Arthur Curry, Aquaman, the Aquaman. You got the great Patrick Wilson. You got Amber Heard. You got Willem Dafoe. You got the guy who plays Black Manta, which his name is very hard to pronounce, so let's just say the guy who plays Black Manta. You got Dolph fucking Lundgren, or Lundgren, I don't know how you say his name, but Dolph Lundgren, whatever. You got him in there. He just came out in Creed 2 as Drago again. Ivan Drago, or Drago. So let's talk about it. I'll tell you the things I love about Aquaman, and I'm not going to get up and get my phone, but I'll tell you exactly what I love about it. First off, the one thing that stands out about this film, and it's my favorite DCEU film because I think it tops Wonder Woman, and it stands right next to it. And think about it before I get into the pros. Wonder Woman had a standalone film, and it was awesome. It could have been shit, but it was awesome. It turned out to be a really good film, a really great film in comic book standards. Aquaman got a standalone film. It could have been a total shit fest, but it ends up being an entertaining, enjoyable ride. It's a one hell of a time that you want it. You just have fun. You laugh, maybe cry. You're just into the big spectacle of it. Could have been a fucking shit. Sorry for my language. For some people, it's not necessary, but it could have been worse. Superman got a standalone film, and it wasn't half bad. So let's get Batman, Flash, and Cyborg cranked out. How about that? Yeah, your big team up films are not working. Your crossover films, but your standalone films are on. I can't even snap with it. It's there. Get going with the standalone films. Shazam's the next one down the line, so I have high hopes for Shazam now. Justice League made the DCEU after they just took a few steps with Wonder Woman and take 2 steps, 3 steps back. Now we're about 2, 3 steps back forward, so we're ahead of the pace for DC wise. And I'm a Marvel fucking fanboy. I ride Marvel's cock all day. But DC, DC is really, really fun time with Aquaman, and I love DC and Marvel equally, actually. So with that, the action in Aquaman, the scale and the choreography. It ain't no John Wick choreography, of course. There's no kung fu choreography. But the action and the spectacle and the effects, everything from, again, spoilers, from Mira Nicole Kidman in the beginning when she was protecting Arthur and her husband. Just from that, the way, I think it's the cinematography, the way that it's directed and the way that it's choreographed, everything about the action in Aquaman. There's not one bad action scene in this film. Every action scene is awesome, amazing, or just intense. It's really like when he comes in, first time we see Arthur on the sub, permission to come aboard. It's cheesy as fuck. We saw it in the trailer. It's really, really cheesy, and it just does. It's kind of cringy. But anyway, the action makes up for it. Everything about it, the sound effects with it, and it's over the top. It's an over the top film, and I love it. And then people say, well, Dawn of Justice was dark, and Suicide Squad was kind of dark. Wonder Woman was kind of lighthearted, but a little dark in a sense. And why is this? This ain't dark. This is not as dark as it could be. This ain't brooding. It's Atlantis. It's under the sea. It's not supposed to be all, it doesn't, and not every DC film needs, you could see Shazam. It looks more lighthearted. But doesn't mean Batman's going to be all rainbows and sunshines or the Flash. Well, probably Flash going to be. It doesn't mean every single other DC film's going to be super like rainbows and sunshine. But the mood and it fits the mood for Aquaman. It's great to see Jason Momoa back. I really enjoyed his continuation and his story to be told, his origin story. Things that I have problems with before I get on to more of the pros is the underwater, Willem Dafoe also, the de-aging of him, I thought it looked good. And he looks creepy, but also I think Willem Dafoe just looks creepy in general, so he's a badass actor. I love Willem Dafoe. I'll watch anything with Willem Dafoe, but gosh, he looks really creepy, like CGI'd young. But every character that's underwater in this film, whether it's just, they look so rendered in CGI every single time. Not when they're floating away and stuff like that. That's obvious. That's really hard to pull off. I can't pull it off, but Hollywood can. So, with that, it's just everybody looks rendered and CGI'd in a sense. All fully just, they look weird. Their faces look weird, kind of shaping up. It's weird. It's like they're always, maybe that's just because it's underwater. It's supposed to, maybe that's how it is if you live under the sea. I don't know. I don't live under the sea, so I can't tell if I'm looking at people if they would look all weird. I guess if they live under the sea, probably. It's probably scientific. I don't know. But it looked really, really weird. Obvious green screen stuff. A lot of land scenes, which there's not that many land scenes, but almost every land scene is just green screen, green screen, green screen, green screen, green screen. And it's obvious, and it really pulls you out of the movie. Also, I think it was kind of over the top with Atlantis with the lights. I think it's beautiful, Atlantis. I like the design and the look and the history and even the lore of how Atlantis fell. But with that, I still think Atlantis looks better than, even though Valerian, the city of a shitty planet, whatever it's called, it's still better than Valerian. God damn, that film was just, there was some redeeming quality, but Anyway, I'm not going to go back and watch that film ever again, so it doesn't bother me any. So with that, I'm a huge fan of Patrick Wilson. Fargo, The Conjuring. He's been around for like what, almost 20 years, 15 years, something like. He's been around for a very long time. Patrick Wilson is amazing as Ocean Master. I think a lot of people are taking more love to Black Manta. I think a lot of people are more talking about him, and which the costume for Black Manta is fantastic. The costume for the guards from Atlantis, and the Aquaman costume, and Mira's costume, everything, all the costume design and the set pieces and the set designs are awesome. It is a beautiful film to watch. It's beautiful, and that's one thing. It's beautiful to the eye. It's a sight for sore eyes, especially Mira. Hey, the guys look at Mira and the girls look at Aquaman. We got equal parts here, so it's not so bad. So with that, what was I saying? The Black Man, Ocean Master, his mask, and the way. I do agree. I think it should have been fleshed out more. Orm, or whatever Ocean Master's actual name is, the half brother of Arthur. I do think it could have been fleshed out more, but then we got sequels and stuff for him to come back and flesh it out more and have a talk. But really, I love the whole thing where I think one of my favorite scenes is obviously when they're fighting, and it even showed in that YouTube clip. But during the film when they're fighting in the Ring of Fire. Hands down one of my favorite films, probably out of any DC film ever. And he's like, that's our mother's trident, or whatever. It's not gonna win. Mine has never had defeat before, or whatever. And then he swings and he's yelling, and he's Atlantis rise, and the mask is it's somehow moving like Deadpool's eyes and stuff. The mask, I don't know. It's Atlantis technology, so I'm really not gonna complain about why it does what it does. But I love everything with Ocean Master in here, and it's kind of like. And I do see it as like there's two villains in here. There's Black Manta and there's Ocean Master. And then Ocean Master, Patrick Wilson's character, has one character, one of the guys who are like, we found Mira, she's alive. Like some Atlantean guy who's like all pale and stuff. I guess he's he's just some servant, but he goes to battle with Black Manta to go get Aquaman. They show like something. He's the one who puts his head in the toilet, if he has any freaking significance at all. But they put a lot of camera on him most of the time, as if he's important, and he's really not. I don't know why. The one shot scenes, I do think, and I think a lot of people will agree, the Sahara scene and stuff like. That's when it just really was kind of getting to the point where I didn't think this film was long, in a sense, where I'm like, hurry up, I want to get out of here, I want to get like, not at all, but that's where it slowed down. It really slowed the pace. Other than that, it was having a really good pace to it, and then it just slowed down. I thought there was some cringy things about this film. There's flaws in here. Again, it's not a perfect film. There's some cringy shit in this film. The octopus playing drums didn't bother me any. It really didn't. It's only for like 4 seconds. It's a film about a guy who talks to fish, so it's not really over the top to have an octopus playing drums. You think Batman sees that shit? Nobody's gonna see. It's in the sea. Who gives a shit? Honestly, it's a film. Why does it matter? Honestly. Mira's scene in Sicily when she went full like fucking Phoenix mode, honestly, I'm thinking, is this straight out of X-Men? Are they copying X-Men right now? Or she was just, if she unleashed the Phoenix, kind of different character, of course, but the wine just turned into spikes or whatever. Like, she changed its form and it killed those guards. I love the origin story of Black Manta. It's great to have that origin story. And I'm glad we got to see his costume and kind of get to see. I kind of hope that costume returns, just kind of more upgraded in the next film. I like Black Manta's look. I really enjoyed the origin story again with his father and that whole submarine thing. I'm missing Happy Hour for this. Another thing I didn't like about the film at all was that the jokes felt too forced. The jokes were not working for me. I only laughed maybe once or twice. I giggled. That's all I did. I giggled. I never laughed out loud. I never, I really didn't. I was more amazed by how amazing the action was because I didn't expect. Like, Wonder Woman's action was amazing and really good choreography, but this was a step up for whoever choreographed it. And still in love with the cinematography, camera angles, and the take that Juan and his team came up with. The score, I wasn't a big fan of the music. I don't know why they did Pitbull do Africa. Was there any need for a remake of Africa even after Weezer recently tackled Africa? I don't know why Pitbull needed to make one. It wasn't barely even him singing. Of course he wouldn't sing the main chorus. It'd be a girl or like somebody else singing it. I don't know why he can't sing his own shit and do it himself. But they always got to be collaborating, these hip hop. Well, I don't even know what music he plays, but he looks the same every fucking time. He looks just a bald ass guy. He needs to change his look up a bit. Anyway, grow some hair or some shit. Do something else. Stop looking the same. Seriously. Be talented. Evolve. Stop looking the same for 25 fucking... I don't even know how long he's been doing anything. What, 5 years? I don't know. Anyway, Aquaman. With this, again, I have to say Aquaman is the best DCEU film. Hands down, it's my favorite DCEU film, and it's my favorite film it's my favorite superhero film out of 2018. Infinity War would be number 2, but remember, first is the worst, second is the best. So, Infinity War would be number 2. This tops Aquaman tops Infinity War for me. And again, I have a whole Marvel wall. You can't see it. I got a Venom poster, Logan poster, X-Men, Days of Future Past poster, Spider-Man poster, Defenders poster, Infinity War poster, Inhumans poster, Thor, Guardians 1 and 2, Volume 1 and 2, Black Panther IMAX poster, and Avengers Age of Ultron poster. So I got a lot of posters of Marvel, and way more that's not even hanged up. Like I only have a Wonder Woman poster and a Harley Quinn poster and a Batman, Dawn Justice, and like that's all I got. And compared to 50 Marvel posters. So, and I have more Marvel comics than DC comics. And I say that Aquaman, for me, this is just me. It's not you, it's me. Aquaman is my favorite superhero film out of 2018. Live action superhero film. I love it. I don't think it's a great film per se, like an Oscar-worthy film. Not at all. It's not even closer in that range. Maybe for effects-wise, it could be nominated at least for the effects. But really, as a comic book film and as serving the comics and serving these characters with justice, I think it's a great film. As in that point of a comic book film, as an action popcorn fun time that kids would love, that your grandma or grandpa would love, or that middle-aged, divorcees or young teenagers or young lovers who think they're in love, who are never going to end up getting married because they think they're going to be together for the rest of their lives, but one's 23 years old and the other one's probably in the same age range, and she don't like you but she likes this guy, and they're together, and she probably thinks, oh, this is the guy I'm going to be married to for the rest of your life, and it's like, you're with the wrong guy. I don't know why you're with that person. You are bad taste in men. Yeah, anyway. Aquaman. Go see Aquaman. Yeah, the de-aging, I think the de-aging was fine. I just think he looks creepy as fuck. But there's problems. A lot of people are going to be divided. But then again, a lot of people were divided with Venom. I liked Venom. It was not really good storyline-wise. And CGI-wise, it wasn't super good. But it was still entertaining. Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't that great. The first one was better. A sequel should top the first film. And it didn't. It lacked in villain. It lacked in a lot of story. But it was still fun. So the same with Aquaman. I enjoy the characters. I think they could have been fleshed out more. I'm glad Manta didn't get that much screen time, though, because we're going to save him for later. Let's focus more on Ocean Master. That's why he kind of disappeared for a while. A lot of things could have been fleshed out more, but then they would have required to make it at least 10-15 minutes longer. And they didn't end up deciding to do that. So either way, I have to say my top 3 favorite scenes out of this entire film was, one is the Ring of Fire, the entire third act, the last 15 minutes of the film, I think is some of my favorite ever of any superhero comic book film. It is probably my second or third favorite third act ever. The big battle, Arthur coming with his new suit and the trident and attacking Ocean Master and defeating him in front of all the kingdoms, or at least the kingdoms that showed up. That was great. And I love, that would be the number one scene I love. Then the Ring of Fire. And then when Mira throws Ocean Master down before her and Arthur escape Atlantis before they're on the run to the Sahara Desert. The part where he's falling and there's no water, and that's the first time you finally see him, like, with not his hair floating around. It's the first time you actually see him, like, not dry hair, but he's in dry, like, area of a bubble land. So I gotta give mad props to James Wan and to the crew and the people who made this film come true, producers and executive producers and everything about it, because it is one hell of a good time. It is a fun investment and a quick 2 hour, 2 hours and 2 hours and 15 minutes of a film. Like, it's enjoyable. Don't take it too seriously. If you're going to take it too seriously, then you're not going to enjoy this film. And there are a lot of films like that come out almost on a week-to-week basis. So don't take this film as you would with Batman or Superman in it. Superman's kind of more in reality-wise, but it's a guy who talks to fish. And as an origin story-wise, it could have been way worse. And the Aquaman that we got is absolutely... I'm glad we got Jason Momoa, and I'm glad we have this amazing cast, and I'm really happy that it's doing well and it's receiving bad praise. Again, I think everyone's divided. Critics hate it, people love it. Venom, critics hate it, some people love it, some people hated it. But it made money, and this is going to make money too, and we're going to get a sequel. There's no doubt. I'm like 95% sure we're going to get a sequel to Aquaman in the next 5 years. They'll probably start filming it in 2020, and we'll get it. It'll probably come out 2021, honestly. Aquaman 2, probably like December 2021. Other than that, what else is there really? I kind of told you the things I didn't like and some of the things I do like. Ocean Master's great. Black Manta was a really good origin story, and there were tears brought to my eye with Ocean Master's look and Manta's look, and I was on the edge of my seat, honestly. I was at some employee screening, and I was sitting, and I'm just kind of like this. Like, just like the Shia LaBeouf meme, when he's just kind of crying or like... with the hoodie on and shit like that. I was like that the entire third act of the film, having tears kind of streaming down when I saw Ocean Master's look and Aquaman in his suit. And I don't know how to feel really, because I only saw this maybe like 9 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 8 hours ago. So I can't really tell you how I feel about Nicole Kidman still being alive. I think it's great that she returned to her husband. I think we should have saw Arthur and the whole family together again inside the living room and stuff like that. I don't know why we didn't, but it's great to, Nicole Kidman, I liked her part that she played, and I assume she's going to return for a sequel. And I still like Earth's Core. We got to see Earth's Core. Like, That's pretty. I thought literally they time traveled. I was thinking, did they just fucking time travel? This ain't Flash? What's going on here? Why are they here? So anyway, that means the octopus, like, or that kraken or whatever, that monster, just jumped through a whole freaking the Earth's crust and stuff. That's crazy. That is some crazy. You fucked up. You're fucking up the world now. You're fucking up the sea. Damn. Anyway, I ended up giving Aquaman an 8.5 out of a 10. I was gonna give it like 8.2, 8.3, but then I raised it up a bit just because it's a B plus. It's really such a fun time, and I want to see it again. I want to see it again today, but I'm not off till next Wednesday, so I'm happy. I'm happy with Aquaman. Maybe you're not. Maybe you hate it. Maybe you disagree with everything I said, or maybe you agree with some things, or maybe you agree with everything I said. Either way, this is a step in the right direction for DC to enjoy this type of film. And I hope you enjoyed Aquaman. And I hope you want more Aquaman. Hopefully you're sold that Jason Momoa is Aquaman. So with that, things could have been fleshed out more. Things could have been maybe rendered more. Things there's cringy with the teenage Momoa and the kid Momoa. There's some cringy things like that, but it's part of that origin story and showing that connection to Volko. God, I bet it must have sucked filming being wet all the time. I mean, literally, like, if it's cold air or hot, you'd have to have, like, you know what, you get it cold, it's gonna get bronchitis and shit, so it must be a bitch, at least for Mira, for Amber Heard to be wet and, like, creasing up her, I'm pretty sure the costumes, when it's wet and stuff, it's like, it just rides up there, and it's just, man, wow. Anyway, I mean, probably sucks for her, but still, it sucks. I don't even know. I can't imagine being wet most of the time for like 3-4 months filming. You're just wet, and it's cold and shit. Anyway, I've talked long enough. I've given you my thoughts on Aquaman. I think I've said enough. And hopefully you guys will give me your opinions and stuff on Aquaman as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button for more spoiler reviews. Watch out for my Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse spoiler review coming in the next few days. I think I'm going to start doing more spoiler reviews for films every now and then. So keep an eye out on that for like a Bumblebee spoiler review. And next up, the next big superhero film for DC wise is Shazam. We're still like 4 or 5 months away, but the next big superhero film in general is Captain Marvel. I think in March, or was it May? I don't remember. I think it was March. Either way, I think Captain Marvel's the first film next year for superheroes, because we got Captain Marvel, Endgame, Far From Home, Dark Phoenix, New Mutants, Shazam, and Joker. So 2 DC films, 2 X-Men films, 3 Marvel films. It's a hell of a year, man. We had a hell of a year here. We had Black Panther this year, which was so good. Infinity War, so good. Ant-Man and the Wasp, all right. Venom, good. And now this, really great. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, share, like I said. I'll see you all for the next one. Tell me your thoughts on Aquaman. I would love to reply or get in a debate with you guys and tell you my, our takes and see where we end up and lead off. Thank you guys again. Hopefully you enjoyed. Until next time, bye-bye. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. See you guys soon.